My name is Kate Johnson. I am the co-director of programs and partnerships at Buddhist Peace Fellowship. BPF is a 40-plus-year-old organization dedicated to building spiritual power for societal transformation. One of the things that really drew me to BPF early on was the theory of liberation that can be described in 3 words: block, build, and be. We believe that in order to truly transform society, we must block, which is to interrupt harm, build new frameworks, new relationships, new ways of being together, and be in contemplative practices that support our authenticity, our sustainability, our creativity, and our joy.
Buddhist Peace Fellowship really exists to tend to the spiritual practices of organizers who are on the ground, who are working for justice day in and day out, so that they can feel that they have refuge in this work, that they have someone at their back, and that they have people who can step up and hold them when it's most needed.
And I think over the years, dealing with climate change and anxiety and stress and depression around it, have found a lot of grounding and hope in Thich Nhat Hanh and a lot of the elements of the Dharma about interdependence, interbeing, nirvana. And so I've found it both for personal suffering, but also thinking about the weight that I'm carrying as a climate organizer, trying to stop one of the greatest existential threats. I think it helps me slow down. I'm a very speedy person and there's a lot of urgency around climate, and I feel like Buddhism has helped me kind of go against that and slow down and ultimately help me sustain myself in the organizing.
This season, we are raising money to return to in-person programming. In 2025, we hope to offer 3 retreats in new locations for local networks of mindful activists. And we hope this will not only support their sustainability, but also start to seed a national network of healers and teachers and activists and contemplatives who are all building spiritual and relational power for long-term engagement in social and environmental justice movements.
I'm a Buddhist practitioner. I am a teacher of Dharma and mindfulness practices. And so when Kate Johnson invited me to join her, Leslie Booker, and Pamela Freeman to create a container, post-election container in person in Philly around how do we move with so much uncertainty about what's going to be facing us post the inauguration in 2025, and where we also can talk about what are actions, compassionate actions that we can take to alleviate suffering in our city and beyond.
Coming into my practice as someone who'd been an activist for many years, it was so refreshing to know that I didn't have to leave my practice of activism behind, that there's an organization that brought these 2 worlds together. Audre Lorde says that the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. We have to stop fighting against what we don't want and start fighting for what we do want. And so Buddhist Peace Fellowship is really allowing us to sort of change the paradigm around the way that we're looking at our activism, the way that we're looking at our liberation work, bringing folks together and really creating the kind of world that we want to live in.